Welcome back to the AM Weekend Show. And we've just had a conversation about deviant behaviors amongst students, and we were weighing which is best between discipline and punishment. A very, very interesting segment. But right now we're going to be talking about small business ownership, the struggles, the roles, the reality of it, basically. And joining us for that conversation is Roseanne Munachi, CEO, Muhna Cocktails. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Serial business owner, as I always call you. How is business?
This
that says a lot.
Taking a deep breath before you now say it. My steady answer now is God is good.
God is good.
All the time.
God is good. You're not speaking by faith. You're actually saying the truth. Anyway, God is good anyways. But how is business itself?
Honestly, I would say tough, like very tough. It's as if every day you wake up to new skies, new challenges that you have to face, and then new trend that you just have to get into or you get out of the business. So it's not been funny so far.
Wow. Okay, so since we are starting on this note, we're establishing that it's not funny. Can you now tell me why people tend to glamorize business? You know, whenever somebody wants to start, CEO, there's this obsession. I want to be a CEO of this. I want to be a CEO of that, especially in our time right now. Why does it seem to be glorified? Why does it seem to be glamorized?
It's because they've not really seen what is in it. When I first started, I used to do this thing that when I go to events, introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Roseanne Munachi. I'm the CEO of Muhna Empire. Now, there's a way you tell me introduce yourself. Just say, hi, my name is Roseanne Munachi. That's just it. Because, in the beginning, it's all fun. Like, everything is just going well. Your friends are patronizing you. Then, the reality has not kicked in yet. That these people are not going to be there every day. They're not going to be buying from you steady. That beginning, everybody just wants to support you. It's not as if they won't keep up, but that 100 persons bought from me in the beginning as your friends doesn't mean they will continue buying. So that's excitement in the beginning is just because the beginning looks, all cool. But when the challenges really comes in is maybe when you start handling staffs, when you realize that your friends are no longer maybe there steady and you now have to look for new customers.
New customers.
Because you have to keep in trend. When, let me use my business for instance, as a cocktail person, you might buy this dispenser today for 100,000 naira, just for instance. And then in 2 days, you realize that that dispenser is no longer in trend. You have to either keep it aside or buy a new one, or you have to buy a new one to merge it. Because everybody booking you, there's this thing about aesthetic presentation in my line of business. They want to see that vibe. They want to see that content that you're creating. They want to see that beautiful setup. Thank you. They want to see that beautiful setup. So if you can't keep up with that again, that's when that introducing yourself as a CEO becomes, it's no longer the fun part. It's not
comes to be shameful.
Are you really a CEO? Are you really doing that thing that other people? You start asking yourself questions. So I feel in the beginning it's fun. It's cool because everybody is there, but everybody doesn't really stay till the end.
Okay. Now you said something about jumping on trends from time to time.
Yes.
Now, is there a place for starting with what you have? In this line of business, or even in CEO, in entrepreneurship? Generally, is there a place of starting with what you have? Because we've seen that from time to time. Let's say you're starting and you have just little and you're doing that little, and it seems like nobody's paying attention to you. Nobody's willing to help you grow because you're not where every other person is. So is there a place of starting with what you have and growing?
There is a place for starting with what you have. I did start with what I had. I didn't have enough when I started. In fact, I used to watch the video of my first table setup and then I laugh at myself. It's just so empty. And then this tea dispenser, I think that was the only two things I had then. But there is this thing about starting with what you have. Lots of people will not believe in you. There's some people that will feel like, I know her, but this is not what I want. And they will still leave you to go and pay millions to other people just because they have that presentation. It's going to be hard. If it's whether you will get there, you will. But it's not going to be easy.
It's going to be very slow.
It will be very slow, exactly. It's like, okay, me, I didn't focus on my setup. When I really, really started, it's as if I forgot about my setup. I don't video my setup. I focused more on people. I tasked myself on getting a better phone. So what I do is I make content of people drinking my cocktails. It's always about the people. Like, you don't even get to see what my table is. So now people are not seeing my setup. They don't know what my setup looks like. They're seeing happy people taking cocktails, making video, you know, reviews and everything. And then it got me all the December booking I got. Like last year, December, I was busy. Even on my birthday, I had to cover 2 weddings. So now I put all this money together, and now I got some things for the business. So let's say I got better in the setup thing. That was when I now started videoing my setup. Yes, I can now tell you, okay, I'm making a video and then I'm videoing my shaker set, I'm videoing my dispenser, my glass cup. As of that last year, I didn't even have up to 20 glass cups. So, but it was just me improvising. I'm still giving the people what they want. Exactly. I'm still giving the people what they want, but now I am still on what I have, not maybe borrowing money to like be that perfect person in the beginning, because even when you have everything, the booking still does not really like come in like that. Yes.
Okay, so I mean, we're still on this matter.
Okay.
Now I've observed something.
Yes.
Because I also run a small business. So I've observed that there's been, okay, let me not really use myself.
Okay.
There's this general notion. I've had my fair share of experience, but there seems to be a general impression that, of course, to make money, you need money.
Okay.
And if we're talking about starting with what we have,
Yeah.
then it's important we really look at this thing. I started with what I have. I know a couple other business owners who started with what they have. And at some point, you will just hook.
Yeah.
You will just be stuck somewhere. Because what you have has finished.
That part.
I mean, when I'm saying this figuratively, but you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
That money you started with was not even enough capital.
Yeah.
It couldn't get you equipment.
Yes.
Say as a baker now, I remember starting with pots. I remember starting baking with pots and gas and normal fire. You put it and find your way around it. Yeah. And a point came where if I now get a bigger order than what can contain my pot,
you'll be choked.
I'll say no, I cannot take it. There are other, you know how baking can be. It's just so complex. There are different angles to it. Or someone wants this and you don't have the equipment for it. Or someone wants that and you're just stuck at that point.
And it makes you look unserious.
Exactly. Makes you look unserious. And what she said about not being so bold about your business, because I mean,
that's the moment where you stop introducing yourself as
your phone is not even clear to start with. What do you want to snap? Okay, you make a perfect work. Me now that is into cooking now, my food is sweet. I know it's delicious.
Yeah.
But
I cannot taste it.
How are we going to? It's until we taste it before
you know it's sweet.
So we need to even see it first of all. So all these things now, are we really telling ourselves the truth if we say start with what you have?
Honestly, no. There is a post I made on my status. I think it was 2 days ago or 3 days ago that I said, all these motivational speakers that said, you can start a business without money should not come near me.
We hear that a lot. I started with just one thing, tomato. Now I have a supermarket.
I've stopped believing it, because why I stopped believing
Maybe it worked in the past, but now
it doesn't work now, because now to even get a reasonable iPhone now, you're spending 200,000 naira.
People's tastes have gone high.
Yes, because everybody wants to see that perfect content. It's as
aesthetics matter.
Do you know it's like they care about the content more than the food now.
More than the food.
Yes.
It's very...
The presentation is what they care about now. Nobody wants to know.
So this means maybe social media has actually influenced.
It has taken over. Wow. So I feel money is important. And the reason why I made that post was I started small, like I said. I don't video my setup, I video people. But at a point, I used to, always feel like, my setup should be better than this. But I think I liked my table. It was the first good thing I did for myself, because everybody now know that when you see Muhna, you just see her table. But this year, I kind of, let's say a certain amount of money entered my account, and then I went online and placed some orders. There is this particular shaker that I have been dying to get, but I'm limited to cobbler. I mean, that's the one I could afford, right? So when I got the shaker and I finished my setup on this last event I went to, I realized that there is a difference. There is something here that there's this feeling. Exactly. And then before last year, even if you book me for 200 cups, I'll just pick one person and then we'll go, like I'll go with 2 people. But now, having up to 10 staffs, and then when you go to events, I even get to sit down and people are actually doing the setting up. And you know that is because you now have the money, or you're now bold enough to charge a client what could pay those people. Money still comes in. Because they cannot work for you for free. They are not coming to learn work. So money is extremely important in a business now. I don't know about before. I don't know about before, but now you need that money.
It really, really felt like we were being deceived.
I think
because I heard that a lot. There were times I had to pitch my business to people, and as I'm pitching, they're telling me, you need to start with, oh God, do you know how long I've been on this thing?
You've been with
the last conversation I had, they told me, I really need you to steal the whole start with what you have thing.
Okay.
And it got to a point that I got pissed. I said, wait, let me just dissect this thing for you. And I started narrating the story of how I started and where we are.
And
now.
they're still not pleased.
There's no other what you have that is really.
And the thing is, we no longer get sponsors for business. Before, you can meet people and tell them, okay, I want you to partner with me in business and this and this and this and that. What they are now looking at is, how far have you gone in that business?
Yes.
Exactly.
And there's nobody's helping you.
How do you want to go far if you're not?
If everybody's
And then, do you know when you go far, they will start coming. I know how many people that came this year to buy shares that they would like to. Don't worry, thank you. When I needed you people, you did not come. It's now that you now want to come and buy shares. Like this particular person, I was begging him, like, please this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to meet my friend as a lawyer so that she will draft everything for me. So you buy share. This is how much I'll be paying you. Like, I even went deep into learning about shares that time just so he has the money. This one is not like whether you're assuming that if this person has the money. I know how many businesses he has invested in. You reach my turn. Don't worry, Muna. I'm proud of you. I'll get back to you.
Now, another thing, does it mean that people don't trust a certain kind of business?
They don't trust that you will grow. They believe that people give up in businesses these days. So they feel even if they invest, if the business dies, their money is gone. So they don't trust that you will grow. To them, your growth is what they need to see first. Forgetting that
it's the
I'm coming to you so that you will help me grow. So that's where the problem is.
So it's a two-way thing. Both parties want to benefit.
Yes.
And it's quite sad for the business owner. And honestly speaking, if we want to look at things holistically, there are some businesses too that you can't really trust. Even them, they don't trust themselves. They don't really trust themselves. They can go in now, they say the way you ask for something is different from paying back.
There's
this motivation they would have at the initial stage. And they will beg you, they will pitch, they will prove everything to you. But by the time you now,
invest.
And some of them, lack of knowledge could be the issue. But now let's just, away from that, what would you say concerning, there's also this other narrative that when you're starting a business, at some point you have to do free work. To an extent, I believe it, but I don't know the limits. I need you to help us with that. There's the issue of family members. Their mama patronizing you. So I'd like to know what your experience has been around it and what your principles
there's a rule I made for myself. I know to some extent some people might think it's selfish, but if I'm not benefiting from you, you're not getting free. If you're coming to my bar and I'm going to give you a free drink, right? You have to at least have a social media handle that I could benefit from when you post it. I cannot just come to your house and then, I want you to test this for me. Why are you testing it? There's so many people that can test it and I'll benefit from it. Because if I keep giving out those free drinks to like everybody that I meet, you'll see that the business will die down. But I did partnership a lot. I did this thing, I think, at some point, I also worked with Afia TV with that partnership level. If you check the cost of the things you're using, you wouldn't want to do it. But if you check the benefit, this thing is bringing you out. You want to take the risk. But aside from that, I don't do family members in business. You don't come to my shop. Even I pay for my bill. So if you're coming there, my staffs are attending to you. I am not. And I'm not giving you discount.
Wow.
Then for my friends, I do this thing. I would rather give you discount than give you free. If you can't take discount, don't come.
Okay.
Because I believe that a true friend will want to patronize you and not come to your shop and drink for free and then go home. If you're always going to have the mindset of coming to my bar to come and take free drink because Muhna is there, you are wasting your time. Because when you come, you will see that same Muhna. I will drink and you will see me giving them my ATM card because I try to separate my shop from my life.
Yeah.
I've realized that me always drinking at a point, the bill that I used to have at the end of the month is not funny because I don't joke with my account. That's the only way I believe that, okay, I'm growing or I'm not growing. So if I could pay for my bill, then you're paying. Even my best friend is paying for her bill anytime she comes to my shop. So who is the friend that cannot pay?
I think like setting boundaries is very, very important.
It's very, very important.
Now, how do you handle pressure when your profit does not match the effort you put into a particular work?
That part, I think it only happened once. And I would say people are built differently. I just lock myself in a room, cry for 30 minutes. But what I do is I make sure that the next one pays for that last one.
I pity the next client.
No, I make sure that I try as much as I can. It's not as if maybe I'm going to go and overbill client or something. No. But I make sure that I reduce whatever expenses I'm going to do on the next one so that I can cover the last one because none should be at loss. Then sometimes when that happens in shop, what I do is I make sure I, sit with the staff, have a meeting, what's going on? The sales is not coming up. I just finished paying salary and I'm minusing the expenses and then the money is gone. Do you understand? Then I sometimes do, okay, I'll give them a tax. Anybody that has the highest sales of the month will get so thing. You will see them becoming like active and then going to customers like, I have to be the one to serve this person and all this stuff. And you will see that the profit you make that month will somehow blow up than the last one. It's not like I relent and I don't do it even when I don't make loss and then I have a reason to do it. But I'm always very, very I'm very serious whenever I see that there's something is dropping. Yes, I make sure it comes back up as it's supposed to be.
All right. Finally, thinking just 1 minute. I'd just like you to say what you'd call what are your last words, your final words to business owners just like you?
Okay, I would say as a business person, don't give up. Don't stop. I always use myself as an example because when I started my first business, which is dinner gown rental, I stayed for like a year without getting one single client. But I didn't stop. I continued. I made sure that I bring it to your face. There's something I always say. In the beginning of the year, I'll tell you, Muhna is Muhna. Remember it because it will be in your face till December. And I'll make sure it's in everybody's faces. So, but I didn't stop because if I had stopped then, after that 1 year, I'm sure I wouldn't be where I am today. But the fact that I continued, I was still booking models, spending money. That's the part where they say, spend what you have. That spend what you have is not easy because at some point you will go broke. Yes. But another thing is, the moment you know that you love that thing and you're willing to continue, just keep going. One day, God that gave you that handwork will give you clients.
Thank you so much. This has been very inspirational. I'm encouraged. Ochiko, do you have a small business?
Not yet.
Okay. But I mean,
I'm actually more
grabbing insights.
So I render services more than like creating a business of buying and selling.
Okay.
So
it's still almost the same.
It's almost the same. You're doing something.
True, but I'm just working on, expanding to a large extent. So let's see how it goes.
That's pretty amazing. I think we've had a lot of motivation on this show today. Thank you so much. Your story is inspiring, and I hope that every other business owner out there who has watched this will be encouraged to not give up, to continue pushing. Eventually. I mean, I don't know what to say about the whole money thing. You need money to make money.
You need money to make money.
At the same time, with what you have.
Still start with what you have. But I don't know how you're going to do it. At this point, I am as clueless as you, but trust the Lord. Pray. Anytime, when people was here, anytime we get to that point that we're stuck, just say pray. We'll go spiritual instantly.
We'll go spiritual because that's the way to solve it.
Because Nigeria, you can't depend on Nigeria. So work hard and pray. That is what the word I'm leaving with you. That was Roseanne Munachi, the CEO, Muhna Empire, Muhna Cocktails. Thank you once more for joining us.
You're welcome.
Up next on the AM Weekend Show is our social media trends with Ijem and Luke. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.